AnnyeongBuzz, welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything K-pop, idols, and the stories that make them so unique. Today, we're diving into the life and facts of ENHYPEN's Jake. Yes, our very own Jake Sim, also known as Sim Jae-yoon. And let me tell you, this guy is way more than just a pretty face on stage. So stick around because I promise you'll end up knowing Jake in a whole new way after this. So let's start with the basics. Jake was born on November 15, 2002, which makes him a Scorpio. Now, Scorpios are known to be passionate, determined, and sometimes a little mysterious. And honestly, doesn't that sound like Jake already? On top of that, his Chinese zodiac is the horse, which usually represents someone energetic and free-spirited. Do you guys think that describes Jake well? Because from what I've seen, he has both the playful side and the hardworking side that totally match those traits. Something that always fascinates me about Jake is his background. He was actually born in South Korea, but he moved to Australia when he was really young. So he grew up with that mix of Korean roots and Australian culture. And I think that's part of what makes him stand out so much in ENHYPEN. It's like he brings a different flavor, you know? Plus, being bilingual is such a huge advantage in K-pop today. I feel like Jake's international background really helps ENHYPEN connect with fans all over the world. Now, one thing I didn't know until I dug deeper was that Jake actually comes from a wealthy family. But here's what I find interesting. He doesn't flaunt it. He doesn't make that a big part of his image. Instead, he's more known for his down-to-earth personality. Like, how refreshing is that? It really shows that his passion for music and performing is genuine, not just something he did because he had the resources. What do you guys think? Does it change the way you see him, knowing he comes from a privileged background? Or do you feel like it doesn't matter as long as he's talented and hardworking? And speaking of personality, Jake has an adorable companion, a dog named Layla. She's a cream border collie, and yes, she's named after Eric Clapton's classic song Layla. Honestly, that detail alone makes me love him more. I mean, imagine Jake just chilling with Layla after a long day of practice. Doesn't that give you the softest mental image? And fun fact, Layla was born on Halloween, October 31st, 2017. How cute is that? I feel like dogs really reflect their owners, and considering Jake's charms, I can just imagine Layla being the sweetest dog ever. Are any of you dog owners? Do you think Jake being a dog person makes him even more lovable? Because I personally think it adds to his warm, approachable image. Now let's talk about his school life for a second. Jake studied at Dwight School Seoul and also at St. Peter's Lutheran College in Australia. And get this, he was in the top math class and his favorite subject was physics. Like, not only is he talented on stage, but he's also smart. I feel like that combination of brains and charisma is what makes him stand out. I mean, we usually see idols excelling in music and performance, but to hear that Jake was also academically strong just makes me respect him more. Personally, I was never a big fan of physics, but knowing Jake actually enjoyed it, that makes me wonder if he's the type who just loves figuring out how the world works. But let's not forget, before debuting, Jake trained for only 9 months before joining Island. Can we just pause and appreciate how insane that is? 9 months. That's less than a year of training, and then he went straight into competing on a survival show like Island. And not only did he survive it, he actually ranked 3rd in the finale with over 1 million votes. That's crazy impressive. It just goes to show how much natural talent and stage presence he had from the start. Like, do you remember his audition song? He sang Justin Bieber's Love Yourself. Can you imagine how nerve-wracking that must have been? But he still managed to shine enough to secure a debut spot. That takes confidence and raw skill. And let's not forget his chemistry with the other members. Jake, Sunghoon, and Jae are part of the O2Z line, the trio born in 2002. I love how close they seem, and honestly, I think that bond really comes through on stage. It's like when you watch ENHYPEN perform, you can just feel their teamwork and connection. And according to the members, when they first met Jake, they thought he was really handsome, which, let's be honest, is not surprising at all. He has that clean, boy-next-door charm that's super appealing. But beyond looks, Jake is known for being cute, yet clumsy. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things about idols. The fact that they're not perfect robots, but real people with quirks. Jake being clumsy just makes him even more relatable, don't you think? Like, it's nice to see someone who can be on stage looking like a prince, but then off stage he's tripping over something or being playful. It humanizes him. Alright, I want to pause here and ask you guys, what's your favorite Jake moment? Was it something from Island, or maybe a specific ENHYPEN performance where he caught your eye? For me, I think it's seeing how much he's grown since debut. You can tell he's worked so hard to improve his vocals, his dancing, and just his overall stage presence. It's inspiring to watch someone evolve right in front of us. Another thing that really stands out about Jake is his love for music beyond K-pop. Did you know he used to play the violin for 4 years and was even part of his school's orchestra? That just blew my mind. It shows that his musicality didn't just start with singing and dancing. He actually has a deeper connection with music as an art form. And maybe that's why he's so versatile now. He can adjust his voice tone, imitate sounds, and deliver performances that feel polished but still emotional. It's like music has always been in his DNA. And let's not forget, he's also a bit of an athlete. Jake used to play soccer, and not just casually. He was a striker, which is one of the most demanding positions on the field. Combine that with the fact that he's really into working out, and it's no surprise he has such strong stamina for ENHYPEN's intense choreographies. Honestly, I feel like that balance of brains, music, and sports makes him a complete all-rounder. It's like no matter what path he chose, Jake would have found success. What do you guys think? Do you prefer academic Jake, musician Jake, or athlete Jake? Now, one of the things I find most interesting is his role model. Jake has mentioned that BTS's V is someone he looks up to. And if you think about it, it makes sense. V is known for his unique voice, stage charisma, and also that balance between being mysterious yet approachable. I can definitely see how Jake would be inspired by that. And the fact that Jake wants to collaborate with someone like Drake just shows how big his vision is. He's not limiting himself to just K-pop collabs, he's looking globally. That kind of mindset is what makes ENHYPEN stand out as a group that's already breaking international boundaries. Speaking of favorites, Jake has some really fun preferences. His favorite colors are black and ivory, simple yet classy. He loves spring, which honestly fits his vibe because spring is all about fresh energy and new beginnings. And when it comes to food, his favorite ice cream flavor is My Mom is an Alien, which, if you don't know, is this amazing chocolate-based flavor in Korea. I don't know about you, but the fact that he chose something playful like that makes me feel like he has a fun, youthful side, even though he comes across as serious at times. Another detail that always makes me smile is his mottos: live with positive vibes and work hard, play hard. And you know what? You can actually see that in how he carries himself. He's hardworking on stage, but he's also goofy and lighthearted off stage. That balance is something not everyone can achieve, and I think it's part of why fans connect to him so easily. It's like he's telling us through his actions, yes, life is tough, but you can still find joy in the little things. And let's not forget his big dreams. From early on, Jake said he wanted ENHYPEN to hit #1 on the Billboard charts. And considering how fast they've risen since debut, I'd say that goal doesn't sound too far-fetched anymore. I love how he's not afraid to dream big. It inspires fans to also think, if Jake can push through challenges and aim for the stars, maybe I can too. That's the kind of energy idols should give us, right? Now here's something I'd love to get your thoughts on. If Jake had to describe himself in 3 words, he chose passion, perseverance, and love. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. From his short trainee period to becoming an essential part of ENHYPEN, passion and perseverance definitely shine through. And love? You can see how much he loves his members, his fans, and even the little things like his dog, Layla. Those 3 words are simple, but they truly capture who he is. Do you guys agree with his choice? Or would you pick different words to describe Jake? Before we wrap up, I just want to highlight something personal. For me, Jake represents the idea that you don't need a long path to success. You just need the right mix of passion, timing, and courage to step out of your comfort zone. Remember, he trained for only 9 months before I land. That's wild. But he trusted himself and he worked harder than ever. And that gamble paid off. It's a reminder that sometimes what matters most is not how long you've been preparing, but how deeply you're willing to commit once you've made the choice. So, to close this video, I want to throw the question back to you guys. What do you think makes Jake so special compared to other idols? Is it his intelligence, his clumsy side, his love for music, or maybe just the way he connects with ENHYPEN? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments because honestly, every fan sees something different in him, and that's what makes him so fascinating. All right, Buzz family, that's all for today's deep dive into Jake of ENHYPEN. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow ENHYPENs. And as always, keep spreading positive vibes, because that's exactly what Jake would want. Until next time, this is AnnyeongBuzz, signing off.